Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Welcome to episode 130 of the Field of Geeks podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Bill.
I'm Billy.
We got two Billies today.
We got two Billies today, yes, that's right.
Guesting on the show. This is special. This is very special. And the show is brought to you today by Down There Wipes.
Yes.
It's a
They
fine
were
product.
yeah.
AF. Fresh AF.
Fresh AF.
Somebody really liked them. They whoo.
Go to your local Target.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If anybody,
Maybe they'll pay for it, you know? They'll be like, hey.
well, you
you're
know,
new
I mean,
advertisers. Like, okay.
We're giving them free press. I mean, any press is
Yeah,
good press,
right.
well, see, that's just it. I was trying to do Jack Link's Little Chubs for a long time, and that didn't take off like I had hoped.
Right.
Because they're very tasty.
Right.
It's a
They
small
never
meat.
backed up the truck in my house.
No, yeah.
I'm happy because I would have given your address.
No, that's fine.
I don't
mean,
want these.
you know, these Down There Wipes are very fresh. They don't
Yes.
leave a sticky or oily residue.
And these really are a thing. So,
Yes, they
yeah,
really
this is
are a
real.
thing. I did a review on my own Facebook page. If you want to go to it, it is public, so it's Mitch Benson. But yeah, I mean, it is quite the product. They put a little nice sticky note or like a little card in there to make you feel good about yourself. Did
Did it work? Did you feel good?
Yeah, I felt pretty good.
Yeah.
I opened it up. I gave a good chuckle. I mean, it says, you know, you're a genius.
Have a fresh
Never
day.
been called that before.
No, I mean, you know, and it had a light, pleasant aroma, not the kind that would make you feel like you just sprayed Axe body
Axe.
spray. Yeah,
That's
I
wonderful.
definitely recommend it.
Great.
It's a good product. Leaves you feeling clean.
It's right in the center aisle at Target.
Yeah. No, I was just walking right down the center island, and I was like, "Huh, what's this?" And then I look, and I was like,
I'm
"Shouldn't
having
that?"
a bad day. Oh, it's refreshed now.
I'm
Yeah.
not feeling fresh today.
Yeah, they have many different. They have many different scents. I use the sensual seduction one. I think.
Wasn't ready for that.
No, that was the name of the
Yeah,
scent.
no, I
Yeah.
believe you.
So,
It's
you know,
a good day to join you guys. I guess.
Yes, this is special.
Wow.
I tried it on my face because I didn't want to do it anywhere else because I'd get
Right.
zucked right away. So,
Yes.
I figured that was about the same sensitivity as down there as far as skin goes. So,
How about lavender or apple cinnamon?
they do have lavender.
Brown sugar.
Each one,
Everything's gonna have
each one
lavender.
has a special message on the inside.
I'm
They
sure
have,
it does.
yeah.
I was kidding.
No, they have
Yeah, well,
they have rose
you can kid about
water.
the title too, and they have it.
They have rose water. I'm trying to think of other ones that they have. They have V Fresh.
Blue Steel.
Blue Steel. Yes, that's it.
They have Shea Cocoa. That Shea Cocoa. The inside.
Waterfalls.
Who writes these?
Kudos to this company. They obviously have a good sense of humor, but on the Shea Cocoa, the package on the inside that looks like a little handy wipe says, "Treat your vajayjay like it's on vacay." So,
Great Harry Carey. That's what the great Harry Carey used to say.
so there's that.
This is real, folks.
This is real. Go
making
to your
this up.
local Target, pick it up. It's only
Tell them,
No,
tell
it's-
Field of Geeks sent you.
yeah. Tell them Field of Geeks sent you. It's I mean, you won't get a discount, but it is $2.25 if you have a rig card. You get 5% off. So, God, I hope they're listening.
Yeah,
and I
no
hope they
kidding.
give me some
Oh,
more
they
of those
will.
products to test and
They
try.
will. We'll hashtag them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that'll work.
Oh, wow.
Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Thanks for listening to Field of Geeks podcast. I'd like to remind you to please check us out on all social media and most streaming and download platforms. fieldofgeeks.com. Back to the show. Well, speaking of like fresh, Batman, he's getting a star in a Hollywood Walk of Fame in
Fight
2020.
crime in a rubber suit.
Yes.
Really seals in the flavor.
Maybe the Robert Pattinson movie, you'll see him in the background in the
Yeah.
cave, just a palette of them.
Yeah, using it to
Alfred's reading the messages.
rid himself of grundle butter. So
Oh, Lord.
So anyway, we went down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, the Walk of Fame, yeah.
That's great, right?
Right?
Who's going to represent Batman?
All of them?
Oh,
Well,
Hopefully they get
all
Michael
the old
Keaton.
Batmans?
Michael
Batman,
Keaton would be good,
I should
yeah.
say.
yeah. That's going to be really
Bob Kane's
interesting.
passed away. Bill
Yeah.
Finger's passed away.
Probably be the recent ones who are carrying the torch, maybe, or...
Probably.
I don't know who would represent Batman. It's just crazy.
I think all the old actors should probably get together since
that would be awesome.
That would be
they
cool.
could give a
That'd be pretty
speech
cool.
about playing the
Right.
character. Christian Bale, I don't see showing up for that.
I
might
don't
be
really see
busy.
Val Kilmer showing up for that either. I mean,
Oh,
he's kind of in
yeah.
a... I don't know. He just kind of hides out in his little hermit cave.
Well,
and
he's
he comes out once in a while. When
he had
there's a
that
Top
throat
Gun
cancer.
meeting.
Yeah.
He can't talk good
I don't
anymore.
think
It's
he.
really sad.
Well, either they removed his lower jaw or a portion of it because it almost looks kind of like what happened to Roger Ebert.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
still has his jaw. It's just it's like it's like he's got a really bad. It's really sad.
There's
But-
some thyroids over there too, and if you remove those, it affects the muscles and stuff. So
they said that because he's a Christian Scientist, and I'm not knocking Christian Scientists, but
yeah.
I think he backed off treating it
Oh,
just
for
thought
so
he
long.
could, you know,
Yeah.
pray it away, and I think it was too bad. I'm guessing it was too bad, but he's very skinny. He's supposedly in the Top Gun 2 movie, so maybe
I was just
they'll-
going to ask as well too, because one of the guys that was shooting, and I can't remember his name. He was on I think Jimmy Fallon the other night, and he said that he just finished filming his portion. I didn't realize it was that coming up that quick already.
Right.
Can he still talk?
It's. I mean, it does not sound like him at all.
Doesn't
but
it?
It's kind of like if your tongue was like stung by a bee. Like it's like, you know,
Gotcha.
It's really bad. And he
That's
was
too bad.
He was in a movie called The Snowman, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Fassbender's in that. He was
Yeah.
dubbed, and it was really badly dubbed. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
watch it, it's kind of creepy because it's not his voice at all.
Yeah.
And
Was he supposed to be in it? I mean, was
Yeah.
Bill Kilmer supposed to be in Top Gun 2?
yeah.
I'd heard that he was supposed
No,
to be.
he did sign
yeah.
on, so I don't know if it'll just be like maybe they'll write it in the script or something.
You know,
His voice. Just put it all out there on Front Street because it's like we can't hide this. We're gonna have to just.
I mean, they could use it as it was an accident that happened when he was flying, or he got shot down and disfigured him or
Right.
something. You know.
Yeah.
but with the Walk of Fame thing, you could have George Clooney. You could have
Well,
Michael
he
Keaton.
was embarrassed to play Batman to begin with, so who knows?
Who,
if he,
Clooney?
Yeah,
I think
he was
more-
embarrassed by the movie.
I think he's most embarrassed post
Right.
the movie.
Well, I felt bad because I mean, iconically, if you put him in the mask, he has the chiseled features, and I think when they did a poll before the Ben Affleck, people said that he had the most Batman face in the cape and cowl.
Yeah, and I see
Um,
that.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have the Batman attitude.
No, he doesn't. Nor does he have the voice.
Well, early Clooney acting, he moved his head all the time, which annoyed me, and he did that with
Kind of
the
like
cowl.
Jay Leno.
Yes, and he had no difference in his voice if you go back and watch it.
No.
Yeah.
He didn't disguise it at all.
Yeah.
And that movie was basically Warner Brothers just wanted to sell toys. That was the number one goal. They didn't really care about. Supposedly Schumacher wanted to make it a little darker than Forever was, because Forever is a little darker, not as goofy, but you know it kind of sets up Batman and Robin to be that way. But yeah, if that would have been a hit, we would have had a Robin spinoff. I think all kinds of things were planned, but
I think the one person who had a different voice would be Christian Bale, because he did that little.
yeah, and he kind of went too far. Like Begins was a good voice.
Yeah.
Dark Knight, especially towards the end, it was like Clint Eastwood, dubbing him or something. It was just like
Yeah, nobody's really gotten down the Batman voice except for.
Keaton. Would you say?
Yeah,
He
no.
didn't really talk that much as Batman. All he did was beat people up.
He went a little dark though. He's like,
He went
Batman.
he went darker, but
Yeah.
it was better than the after people.
So Adam West probably has the best voice. We're saying.
No,
I'm
not even
kidding.
that.
He
The
didn't
animated
even
series,
try.
the '90s animated series was the best
Oh
voice.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
To
Kevin
me.
Conroy probably.
Yeah.
had
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for
Batman
sure.
voice full time.
Still,
sure.
my greatest moment was
Just
watching
double.
him walk out of the hotel in the middle of the afternoon, just bright sunny day, and he goes, "Man, that sun is bright," and I was like,
Oh, when he
"You
was
know,
in
it's
town.
the sun!" He lives in darkness, you know.
This is when he was in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
He's a
was
cool
scheduled
dude.
to drive him.
You gotta
and
meet him.
Then all of a sudden something happened, and they put me in another car,
He
another
had
person.
a great interview with Kevin Smith on when it was called Fat Man on Batman.
Yeah.
This is years ago. It was like it's a really fascinating interview about his career and everything, and it's really cool. But he has to be there for the ceremony.
Yeah.
I could see Clooney, I could see Keaton, I could see Conroy easily.
What about Bale?
I don't think so.
It'd be kind of cool, though.
I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Just because he's kind of busy and
Well,
maybe it's beneath him a little bit.
I'm just surprised he signed on for 3 to begin with. I mean,
Bale?
he's not the kind of guy that does sequels.
Well, it was kind of up in the air about the third one after Dark Knight because he didn't want to do it without Nolan, and Nolan, I think, was thinking about stepping away.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well, and Nolan had this whole kind of concept already planned out, and then Heath Ledger died, and that kind of like
messed
threw a
things up.
wrench into it. And
Unfortunately.
Still, though, even without the Joker in it, I still thought it was a solid movie. It's just
Bane was great. I liked
it would have
a
been
lot.
great to have the Joker as the judge, which was my understanding what was planned. So
Yeah.
that would have
That
been.
would've been cool.
Bane was so much better in that movie compared to Batman and Robin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We're so much better
Yeah.
compared to that.
Way
That almost-
better.
Terrible.
Dude, that movie almost killed off the character in the comics. It was that bad.
Yeah. Well, they just made him such a buffoon.
Yeah.
He's not that character and just laughable. You know, that whole movie was a mess. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, hey, I still welcome Clooney to come and represent, of course. You know, later years of, you know, Clooney's work's been great. Mm-hmm. It's, you know, he's very fortunate that that movie didn't, like, destroy his career, you know, because it really could have put him into another category, like TV movie star, here you come, you know.
Yeah.
right.
They can
but-
dedicate it to all the, you know, all the Batman,
Yeah,
previous Batman, you know, stuff like that as well too.
right.
So
Yeah. No, that'd be fun. Maybe we'll get Chris O'Donnell to come by.
Yeah.
I was almost Batman.
I just hope that they mention Bill Finger, though. I hope they don't have that whole
I
Bob
think they have
Kane
to now
thing.
anyway,
Yeah.
just for legal reasons, and it's, you know, it's the right thing to do. 'Cause
Right.
It did have a lot to do with the creation and everything. But speaking of Clooney, I've shared this, and I don't know why, but I'm really digging this. What they did, they took Clooney's Batman costume, and they made it like black, like it's kind of got like a blue tone to it.
Oh, that ice costume. Yeah.
Yeah, and they made it black, and they put the
minus-
bullseye back on the symbol.
minus the nipples.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
took
they
those
took
out.
off the ribbons.
Nice.
That was a good touch.
The only thing that's bad is his cowl. His cowl's way too big for his head, I think. And
Yeah.
and there's some scenes where he moves it and it kind of jiggles like Jello, you know. But no, I really dug it. I'm like, man, someday wouldn't it be cool if we could filter our movies and cut them and just kind of, you know, like I'd like it better if it was like this, and then you could make him look more like Keaton Batman, let's say. I don't know. It just was cool how to see him Photoshop that. Like, man, that would have been so.
It's
much
amazing
better.
what comes out now that possibly could have been used back then. They could have made the movie a lot better.
Yeah.
And the bat suit's a lot better because they went a little too far with the, you know, with the butt cheeks and the nipples and stuff like that, and the nut cup. So
And then
Yeah.
That's right. They did. So, yeah, that's great though. I'm excited. It won't be till 2020, but we'll have Pattinson's movie out by then, or I think 2021 that's supposed to come out, and that's going to be a trilogy. So
Will it?
hopefully they film it back to back. It might be difficult to do that, but
Boy, if that does well, watch him to propel into stardom. Because, I mean, all the Bat fans gathering around him,
yeah,
that'll be huge.
yeah.
I got nervous last night because I saw an article about him and it said like Batman star drops out. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
That's misleading as hell. Yeah, it's
and then
clickbait.
he was going to do another movie.
Yeah.
That had scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
Like, okay. All
I
right,
read that
that's-
same one this morning. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I'm like, that was fast.
I'm for this, and now you're
Yeah.
quitting. Like, what the hell?
Do you think that maybe if this does take off, that, you know, they will kind of redo the whole DC, like, Justice League type universe?
There's
as well, too?
rumors they're going to do that. I'm almost just willing for them just to move
I
forward.
mean, further down the road, but
Yeah. Like, if things have been set up a little bit, just do a follow-up to Justice League. You don't even have to reference the first one.
Right.
Just kind of... I know for Pattinson that's different. And I don't know if I can picture him with these actors, you know? Maybe if he got big, but... Like him next to Momoa, I couldn't really see him being like...
No, you'd have
kicking
to...
your ass.
Yeah, you kind of almost have to recast in a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think the Reeves one is going to be its own thing. I really believe that. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm interested in what they're going to be doing. They're going to make him more of a detective, which has not really been done yet. They've kind of teased that a little bit. Dark Knight got a little close, but
Yeah.
you still didn't understand what the hell how he did that, you know?
Well, it was more his butler doing the detective work.
Yeah,
'cause
I guess
they
you could
kind of
say,
gave him
yeah.
a backstory that he,
Well, Nolan cuts
was
a
in
lot
the
too.
Yeah.
It might be his editor, but that's what was better about the Snyder films. You could see the fights.
Yes.
Nolan's were like quick cuts, like boom, 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 and
Yeah.
kind of wanted to see more action, and the detective whole aspect. It might have been something better they could have done, but
And they want a female Alfred this time in a way, so kind of wonder if they're going to keep to that or if they're going to stick with their traditional.
I think that's just
Alfred.
fans right now. I don't know.
Don't try to
know.
placate just because it's a fad.
My whole thing
Keep
is
true.
like what's the character like when they were created? Like I get these Elseworld things, that's cool, but to me it's like I don't know. What if we took like Joan of Arc and changed her to Joe of Arc? It's like people might not like it. It's
Yeah.
like that's not who the character was.
But it's still pretty early on, so you never know.
I know it's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't hate it.
There could be a Mr. and Mrs. Alfred, It could
The only
be-
bad thing is like there'll be sexual tension, and that's kind of weird. I could see that.
Now she's an old lady.
True. Well, Helen Mirren though, I mean, that'd be kind of cool, but yeah.
You never know. We'll see.
The sexual tension
Yeah.
between Helen Mirren.
Hey, she's so Fox. I don't care. I'll say it.
Well, they
I'll say it.
had a picture of I think it was Maggie Smith or something like that.
Yeah,
as
I'm
the
okay.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Alfred,
that'll work.
so-
Yeah, no feeling.
Alice
there.
Eve is the butler.
I mean, why not? Professor McGonagall
Oh,
and
jeez.
Cedric Diggory, in the same movie. Why not?
Yeah,
In the same Batman movie.
you could do that. Sure. Yeah, who would be a good Alfred? Would you say to cast?
Now? Well,
I like Jeremy Irons, but I don't think they're going to use him again.
I don't know. I
I
don't
think
think
he was
they
great
would.
Alfred for what he.
Jeremy Irons, yeah.
I liked
He was
him a lot.
good.
I even thought before they casted him, I was like, John Lithgow might be kind of cool.
Yeah, but we've only ever had him as an evil guy in movies and then as a goofy guy in Third Rock from the Sun. We've never had him be a middle ground good guy.
He was.
He's done the work.
He was a preacher in
Yeah.
Footloose.
Oh, he was?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
So he's
that
kind
was
of
actually pretty cool.
kind
He's done the
Okay.
work. Like,
Okay.
really, his career.
I'm not saying that he couldn't do it.
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah, yeah.
Would
it's really hard to
fans
tell
accept
these
it?
days.
He'd have to do a British accent, which he kind of did in Cliffhanger, I think.
Yeah.
So it was all right. Might have been a little too like, hello,
Well,
governor.
we got till 2020
Yeah.
or whatever it's supposed to
Yeah.
come out. So
We'll figure it out. So Avengers Endgame, I guess it's going to be re-released with new footage, like a deleted scene or so.
Is this a money grab or is this actual
I don't
purpose?
know. I think it might be trying to beat the Avatar record. They're very close, I think.
Yeah.
This has made 2.7 billion already. And Avatar is almost to 2.8, so I think they're trying to maybe do that, but also Spider-Man Far From Home's coming out, and I think they want to like remind people like, hey, this movie's coming out, which I think we all know is coming out and we're going to go see it, but
Right.
I think it's that as well, and it made so much money, it probably isn't a big deal for them to re-release it at this point.
No, but I mean, is it worth sitting around for 3 hours to get an end credit scene now and maybe 15 minutes of footage?
I don't know. I think I'll see it for a third time.
Yeah.
I think I would. I mean, it's a long movie, that's for sure.
you probably go for a third, fourth, and fifth time.
I don't know.
It doesn't feel like a long movie while you're watching
It's
it,
a
though.
good movie.
It's
right.
It's
doesn't.
paced
That's
well.
what-
It takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of me anyway. Like
Yeah.
Infinity War did the same. Like every time I finished that movie, I was like, I'm done. And then a week later, I was like, okay, I'll go see it again. But it's so much, and I think we're really gifted with a lot of action now. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of there is a lot of talking and stuff like that, but it's like so much action. You get like anxiety almost. Like, oh my god, this is like especially that end battle. I'm not gonna give it away.
I've already seen the end battle.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all over YouTube. Yeah.
I know.
But it's great.
I know what happens in the end for the most part.
Yeah.
I think it was about a 15, 20 minute end
Oh, it's
battle
crazy.
scene
Yeah.
on Facebook or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so I watched that.
It's like your toy chest came to life. It like spilled out. Like
So-
everyone's fighting everybody.
I know of someone who dies in the end, supposedly.
Pepper Potts. That was sad.
Yeah.
I really liked how they incorporated the Fantastic Four in it, though. That was just awesome.
And Blade showed up. That was
Yeah.
weird.
Blade
He broke
was
out of
nice.
jail. He's like, I'm not paying my taxes anymore. He's swinging his sword. And Whistler was there.
Green Lantern made an appearance.
Yeah. Because they can.
Yeah. Let's
Why
just
not?
They're
start
Disney.
stealing. Yeah.
Why
You
not?
gonna sue us, Warner Brothers? Here's $1 billion.
Here you go.
Go make your franchise.
I did see a meme on Facebook this morning, though. It was, I don't know if you'd really call it a meme, but it was like showing Morgan Stark and Peter Parker like kind of interacting.
Oh yeah.
And it was like Morgan was saying something like, "My dad always told me you were my big brother," or something. And it was like, how cool would that be to like have something kind of like that in Far From Home? Or I think what they should do in Far From Home, just like kind of as a callback to the whole shawarma thing from Avengers, is have like Peter Parker, Morgan, and like Happy go out for cheeseburgers.
Oh, that'd
just
be
like,
cool.
Or shawarma.
Yeah.
Just like randomly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool, but
I don't want to give away the line, but that was a great moment at the end of Endgame where the cheeseburgers, the whole thing came up.
Yeah.
Like, I like how they brought it all around again to the beginning.
Definitely.
Yeah. I was like, don't go to Burger King though. You can get a better cheeseburger elsewhere.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Well,
No, Burger King to me has not been the same for a long time. I don't know. I don't think it's meat.
I had a really bad experience with Burger King the other night, so I'm not going to share that here for those of you,
Why is it
of you
though?
who like Burger King. But
Why is it though? Like after you have a burger at Burger King, you burp and it's the exact same flavor as the burger. Like it's like no different.
usually
It's
the
not
onion.
like you had fries and the pop. It's, No, it's the burger.
It's usually the onion and the pickle.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Bring back the Burger King Kids Club, and I might come back. Yeah.
What was that one where they tried to duplicate the Big Mac? What was that called?
Oh,
it was like the
King.
King,
Big
or
King
something.
or something.
Big King, yes.
King.
The Big King was good.
It was good. I'll give it
Yeah.
that. I don't know. I just every time I go there lately, it's like I regret it. It's like why did I go here? Why did I
I
spend
don't
money?
think anyone ever really goes to Burger King because they want to. It's more of
It
a,
used to be. I mean, because Burger King
Right.
was the thing.
That was like
You
the
you got those Whoppers, and they were the best thing ever.
right. It was like the Cadillac of McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they had that new fry, and remember when they came out with those new fries, they gave them away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were crispy. They were so much better.
Yeah.
not the
I don't
ones
know.
I just had, but no, I had to. So I went and got dinner for my family. I was like, I'm not cooking tonight. I don't feel like it. So I went and got Burger King for everybody, and I got home and the fries were like basically like they had just been thawed out.
Oh no!
They were like soggy and just disgusting. And I mean, they ended up replacing the whole thing. They were cool about it, but I don't ever really go to Burger King unless like that's my last option.
They're like, here's a free meal, and you're like, can I just get a McDonald's gift card?
But see, I used to go and I'd piece my fast food together. So I'd go and I'd get like a Burger King Whopper, right? Mm-hmm. Then I'd go over to McDonald's to get their fries. And then I would go over to Wendy's to get their shake. And that was my Happy Meal. And that was a hell of a drive.
That was
but
like a
man, was
2-hour
it good.
lunch.
Yeah.
I go to Burger King now just for entertainment because when I go to the front counter, people are always fighting about something.
Oh, yeah.
That's always fun.
They're always
They're always pissed off.
There's one lady was like was on her cell phone, and the supervisor was like, no cell phones. If I see on your cell phone again, I'm going to take it away, and something else. And then the lady got real smart with her, like, can I put it in my pocket or something like that. And then the people they're actually just bickering at the front counter, and the rest of us standing in line going.
They're basically like if you took the customer and said you have to go cook your food. That's their attitude.
We probably should have, because I mean we're just standing there going, why are these people like talking the way they are? They have customers right here who still have their order, and we're just kind of just sitting here waiting. And they're like, going back and forth, and I'm like, really?
Dinner in a shell without the cover.
And you get a crown, man. This is awesome.
Yeah.
That's true. I still have those paper crowns. Those are
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm going to go get one.
I'm sure a lot of drunk people wear them more than kids do.
especially the one like in downtown Des Moines.
that's not the one I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Probably
That one. That's like another world.
7th and Walnut, that one?
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
You're like, am I still in Iowa? Where is this place at?
I don't go there often,
It's
but
dark down here.
the last time I went, some of the people there were kind of bickering a lot.
That's hilarious.
That's
So I
putting
leave
it
there, I'm
nicely.
like, that's the best entertainment I've seen in a long time.
I miss working downtown, the Skywalk Theater.
He had the guy that sing the one chord blues on his guitar.
Yeah, and then
No matter what song he'd be playing, he would like come up with just random stuff to sing, but he'd just only play one chord on his guitar.
You must be talking about the guy with the ponytail.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what he's called, the guy with the ponytail.
Every year during Christmas or whatever, and you're right, he does the one chord. It's like it's the same thing, same voice, same chord, just different lyrics.
I never knew that.
And he's
Jingle Bells
loud.
Had the same like chord to it as this is Halloween, but it does. it's just interchangeable.
He needs a partner.
But he gets money for. I mean, people are actually putting money in his case for this.
Yeah.
And he's got candy out all the time saying, "Please help yourself." And
Wow.
he's got
Yeah.
he's got like 2 liters of
Show-
pop sitting
dinner
right
and a
next to
show.
his guitar case.
Pulling out of his pocket, unwrapped. Oh my god.
Here's some used Werther originals.
We got way off track on that
Yeah,
one.
we did.
So anyway,
Yeah.
end game.
That's what we do. We get off track so
It's the
easily.
end game. It's the end game.
It's like your grandma's old like candy dish.
Oh,
that
yeah,
she
yeah.
always had sitting on the coffee table that was
And
like
why-
hadn't been emptied out in years, and you just go to pick
dust.
out one piece of candy and the whole thing comes out.
Yeah. All the candy tastes like metal because the pennies have been touching it.
He's got pliers.
Is this
like,
a
holding
Ludens?
it.
This isn't candy.
That's one of those toilet things, man. That's gross.
Is this a Ludens?
Urinal cake. Doesn't belong in here.
It'll clean you out.
So, speaking of cleaning you out, Quentin Tarantino, he's gonna make a.
It's kind
Man,
of weird how our segments are going.
Our segments
are
are
leading
on
into some of
point.
these
Yeah.
topics.
And Josh is really on fire with the segues.
I'm trying.
No, you're good.
I'm trying. It's the Folgers coffee I drank. It's great. Shout out to Folgers and Burger King.
Yeah.
Down their wipes. So Django and Zorro, there's a crossover comic,
Oh boy.
and now they may be doing a movie. So this is very exciting. So this was a sequel to 2012's Django Unchained, the comic book was, and Tarantino wrote it, and Gerard Carmichael is going to co-write the movie adaptation. So this takes place several years after Django. He's still a bounty hunter, and he meets up with Elder Zorro.
Yeah.
Django becomes Zorro's bodyguard, basically, and they have a joint effort to free some slaves. So, pretty cool. You know, I like Zorro.
You think Jamie Foxx will come back with that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think he would.
I don't think it
The
would.
question is,
Yeah.
are we going to get Armie Hammer and Johnny Depp
Yeah.
in there?
Oh, Zorro
Lone
and-
Ranger and
yeah.
Tonto.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess that was the Lone Ranger. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
that's fine. Hey, they can come in too. I don't welcome it. I don't know if they'll. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
Lone Ranger.
No.
It was all right.
I heard it
don't
did
know.
all right, but
It was kind of like a blueprint
okay.
from Pirates.
Yeah.
They just were like, hey, let's just change the characters here and there. And
Did John Depp still talk just like he was in
yeah,
Pirates of
kind
Caribbean?
of. Yeah.
yeah.
He was like, spoiler, he was like 130 or something at the beginning of the movie. Remember
Oh,
that?
okay.
Yeah.
He was in the museum or something.
Yeah.
Just that's his day job. He just acts like he's a
Oh God.
statue
Yeah.
or something.
Okay.
You guys remember the Zorro movie they did with
Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those were
man.
good.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah. And this, the follow-up was alright too, but
That had
the first
Captain
was-
Zeta-Jones, right?
What's
That
that?
had Captain Zeta-Jones in those.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It was like her first big part, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought Entrapment was.
I think they came after. I could
Did
be
it?
wrong, but I remember when I was aware of her, it was that Zorro movie. And I listened to some people lately saying, wouldn't it be cool if Antonio came back to Zorro for this movie?
That would be cool.
That would bring me back for sure. But,
Antonio and Jamie.
yeah,
That'd be a hell of a combination.
Because
Yeah.
he's older now, so it's
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
for the character. I don't know
can
if it
see
would be
that.
a I don't know if it could count as a sequel to his Zorros or not, because it's a different studio. I don't even know the years, if they match up the timelines and
Yeah.
stuff.
I could see them kind of doing that as like an alternate universe kind of thing.
That'd be cool, man. Yeah, that'd
Just
be
like
really
a
cool.
crossover
Elseworld
between
type
these
thing.
two. Yeah.
But Tarantino's he's never done a sequel, but he's done like he's got like a big universe for his films. So
Yeah,
they're all
all.
kind of sequelized in a way, but not exactly. So I definitely don't see him directing this. I just
Don't you?
don't. I think he chooses his films very carefully.
Yeah.
And he keeps saying he's just going to do 10, which I hope
He's
is not
already
true.
passed.
He's on 8 with
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think it's his 9th.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think he'll keep going. He just doesn't want to burn out. Basically, he wants to have good work towards the end of his career, and then I think he just wanted to produce and like write some books about
Yeah.
cinema and stuff.
At least he has a goal and not trying to push everything out, so quickly.
he takes his time. He takes his time. Like, how long has it been since his last film?
He's very
Like,
much like a
it's been few
Scorsese,
years.
where it's if he takes his time on something, and then when it comes out, it's huge because it's not like he throws out these movies every other year.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta kind of respect that about Tarantino. I mean,
Yeah.
if he doesn't believe wholeheartedly in a project, he doesn't feel any passion towards it, and he doesn't
He doesn't do
really
it.
make it.
well, and Hateful
Like, it's-
Eight almost didn't get made because I think the script leaked, and he was like, "I'm
Was
done."
that part of the whole Sony leak that happened?
It might have been,
like in 2012 or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
was it?
Yeah, because the Bond leaked. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Skyfall, not Skyfall.
I know what you're talking about. That last one that they did.
Spectre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like that one too much, but yeah, Sony Leak did all that. So I think they would be distributing this. So I'd like to see this. Did you guys like Django Unchained? Do you like that character?
It's been a while since I've seen it, and
Yeah.
I've only seen it once, honestly.
I really liked it. I thought it had a really good story to it. The thing that always bugs me about Tarantino movies is that in the final fight sequence, he like overdoes it with the blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know,
It's kind of like it's an art form itself. I think it's to like the Kill Bill. You know, he's trying to capture the samurai genre or the.
He's always big. He's always been big and just overdoing things.
Yeah.
That's kind of his
Right.
MO.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that though. That was a lot of blood.
Like in Django, when he just goes on that killing spree inside the old house, and then the house blows up. I mean, that's a signature move.
When they had that servant or something
Yeah.
come out at the end of Django, and Django tells, he tells somebody, say goodbye to Miss Whoever. Goodbye, Miss Whoever, and he shoots her. And she just gets pulled across the room,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
clearly on a rope, you know.
Right.
It was funny, yeah. I know, yeah. That it's kind of cartoonish, I guess. Yeah.
It is a little bit, but
But in
I
the
mean,
world-
at the same time,
yeah.
it's so entertaining. though.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. It's very good. Yeah. Which, you know, it'd be interesting to see if the Star Trek project he's doing.
Is he going to be directing that, or did he just write the script?
I think it's just a pitch he did, and someone else wrote the treatment. So.
Oh, seriously?
Well, he has to okay it though. He's
okay.
He's not gonna be on board if they drastically
True.
change his idea, or if he doesn't like what's written. You know.
True.
He said if he directs Star Trek, it's gonna be rated R, which might bring a lot of people to the table.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll see it. I'm a Star Trek fan. Billy is a huge one.
Which one?
Star Trek.
No, which Billy?
You. Both of you. Hey, let's just sit at the table.
You gotta specify.
All of you. You guys are Trekkies, man. Yeah.
No, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
I think it'll bring in two types of fans, and one of them being a
Drunk.
Tarantino fan, and then the other one being your diehard Star Trek fan. There might be a little bit of clash there, though, because Star Trek fans tend to lean towards the more wholesome content and less gore and
Yeah, it's- even
verbiage.
like First Contact. If you look at that, I mean, it was kind of like a sci-fi horror movie almost.
It almost got an R rating, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, it still kind of had that like wholesome family movie kind of thing
Right.
to it. Honestly, I'm, this would probably reignite my whole passion for Star Trek, because I was a huge Trekkie growing up.
Were you?
I loved watching, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, stuff like that. And, honestly, I think this would be really cool to see.
Did the JJ verse just take you out of it? Or?
You know what? I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, and that's
You might not.
That's okay
No.
because I'm only a special guest here today. But I will say that if I compared the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies to the prequel/sequel Star Wars movies, I would prefer the Star Trek, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, with The Force Awakens and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was, nobody likes the prequels. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But as far as the new sequels are concerned, like, there was so much more potential for it. And I just got really burnt out on it. We'll see what happens when, the new one comes out. But
Right.
I was really looking forward to that whole, like, reunion between Luke and Leia and Han. And,
That was a big missed opportunity.
and
Yeah.
it just, like, kind of
Yeah.
got shot in the foot. I mean...
Then Ryan Johnson definitely
yeah.
shoved the sword in even more.
Yeah.
Ghost
But
Luke
no,
it
I
is.
think, like, honestly, I think Star Trek's kind of making a comeback a little bit. Like, we've got the Picard series that's coming out.
Yeah, Discovery as well.
Yeah, Discovery looks pretty cool. I don't have the CBS on-demand thing.
All
whatever
access.
that is.
I do. I bought it just for Star Trek, basically. I don't really watch anything else, but I'm looking forward to the Picard series. But the good news is you can cancel and pick back up anytime.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would say definitely. I think it's always good to... Star Trek's one of those things where you can kind of just make a random movie and not worry about it being, continuing from the previous movie.
Right.
And,
new characters maybe.
Yeah, and have it still be entertaining.
Which is something they haven't really done yet. And I think they should do that. I think that'd be really cool. It'd make the universe bigger. Like Star Wars, I think, needs to do that. And they need to stop doing the exact formula, too, with the droids and crap. Like,
yeah, I mean, Star Wars can be so expansive, yet they seem to focus on one particular family. It's just, and that's what's disappointing.
Away from,
right, and I mean, you've got all these offshoots. People have written, stories beyond that, and
I could see Tarantino doing a whole new set of characters, which I think would be easy for people to get on board with, because if they're taking like classic characters and making them more raunchy, people might not like that too much.
You can't just you can't put a guy who's like really straight-laced like Jean-Luc Picard and have him, drop an F-bomb.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but no, I think Tarantino would make a great Star Trek, to be honest with you.
I think it'll look pretty cool, and it'd be interesting to see. He's never really tackled too many special effects, so that'd be very interesting to see how that's all directed and thought out.
I think you'd have more of a go back to a more classic time when you're using less special effects to do things, and I think that might make the movie richer and as a whole. I mean, look what happened to Indiana Jones, the fourth movie, the Crystal Skull. How
Not
they
enough practical effects.
No, and that was the problem, is that they relied too heavily on CGI for the effects, and it ruined the movie.
Well, the Mark L. Smith, he wrote The Revenant, which I like that movie a lot. It got DiCaprio the Oscar. He's writing the draft for this film. I pulled up the budgets of all the Star Trek films from JJ's time, and 09 cost $150 million to make, and Into Darkness was $190, Beyond $185, and then I pulled up Tarantino's last three films. Django had a $100 million budget, Hateful Eight $44, and Once Upon a Time $95. So the good news is they can keep the budget down probably because big actors will take a pay cut just to work with Tarantino. I think that's what helps for that director. Yeah. But yeah, the old Star Trek films had a low budget, so they always made it back usually. So they took the gamble with the JJs, and they just didn't. I think the first one was very profitable, and the second one not as much as they wanted, but the third one bombed, which I thought was a good return to things.
I almost feel like Tarantino, he's kind of got this following just based off the fact that he pushes a lot of actors like Scorsese would. Yeah. But then he also makes the filming memorable. They have fun. Right. I think, what was it, after Inglourious Bastards, after every shot, or after every film roll was completed, they'd have a shot, and then they'd go on to the next scene or whatever. And so by the end of the day, they were drunk off their butts, but they still had fun, and that was still a memory. And
he's a film guy, too.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's a classically, he's one of the last greats, and he knows a lot about film. He knows the tricks, and he knows how to get what he wants, but people talk about the fun that they had, and the memories all the same.
Like for Hateful Eight, they dusted off like a lens from... God.
And they hired some musical composer that was 90 some odd years old, just because. An Oscar. Yeah. I mean, think about that for a second. You've pretty much retired. You get called back out for one last great, and
he's good at resurrecting people's career.
And all of a sudden,
a career like Jackson. He didn't really know much about
Jackson and he catapulted Travolta back in the main scene.
He did. Yeah. And unfortunately, Burt Reynolds was going to be in this Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but Al Pacino took the part now, for obvious reasons, but that would have been really cool.
Still, it would have been interesting to see him actually act.
And Kurt Russell's in it. I think his stuntman, Mike, I believe, might actually be... He might be playing that character for this film.
Cool. Right on.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be a little connection thing, because Brad Pitt's character is a stuntman.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, I think that's really a neat thing to do there. But, I'm kind of hesitant, but... He can make the Klingons pretty brutal, I think. Or
I'd like to see a little darker Star Trek.
Yeah,
just
I can
once.
Almost see it being like kind of a modern Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Like having that kind of darker, grittier tone to it. Maybe not so many big budget space battles, but.
And he is a fan of Star Trek too, so he's not clearly a Star Wars fan, which JJ was. Yeah. And him doing Star Trek was basically a money deal, it seems. Which I think has hurt Star Trek a lot.
Right.
You got to have people who love the franchise to run with it. So another thing that's very disappointing,
Swamp Thing?
Swamp Thing. This series just released 3 weeks ago, I believe, or 4. It was canceled like right away, and a lot of people would probably jump to conclusions and say, well, it's because it's not a good show, and that's far from the truth. I mean, it is a really good show, and I'm really liking it. It's got good critical acclaim, and there's several reasons out there. There's nothing really confirmed yet from WB why they canceled the show. There was something about a grant they got from the state to shoot down there, and it wasn't as much as I thought. But that's been kind of like said to be untrue.
Now I know you're you're a movie guy, right? Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. But my question: would the average Joe latch on to a series like this because the source material is kind of known, kind of not, doesn't have a great following like, say, Star Trek or Star Wars, which we were just talking about?
Yeah.
So would the average Joe just coming off the street who has this DC thing, would they find it interesting?
I think they would, yeah. Because especially if you like horror, it's got a lot of jump scares.
Yeah.
It's dark. It's
would this have done better if it was a CW TV show?
I don't know. I think it would have been that filter I don't like on this particular character. No, this is probably the truest form of Swamp Thing we've ever seen.
Gotcha.
If you like Alan Moore's work on Swamp Thing, this is kind of it.
Okay.
It's a really good show, and yeah, it's violent, very intriguing.
Always been curious about that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with the DC universe, and like Netflix, when they have original shows, they're shot cinematically mostly, and this one's, it's very rich in the acting and the sets and everything. Like I really like what I'm seeing so far. We're 4 episodes in, I believe, and Derek Mears, he plays Swamp Thing, and he does a great job. And that's another cool thing they've done is he's in costume, so it's not like a whole CGI creature. They basically just CGI his powers. But he played Jason Voorhees in the last Friday the 13th, the reboot, kind of incorporated
several
3 of them. Yeah.
Several reboots that they've done.
But he did a great job. He's a cool guy, and they captured the look of Swamp Thing. He's got red eyes, and it's cool what they can do now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With character.
Yeah.
He had a show back in the 1990s, and it was kind of dark, I guess. But this goes a lot more into.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the original show that they did. I thought
I was too.
It was it's kind of in that same area where like they were toying with the whole Flash TV series. I think it was like on CBS.
Yes,
something like that.
1990 Flash. Yep.
Yeah.
1 season. Yep.
And I thought those did really well. I just think they were a little ahead of their time.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I don't think people really got into these darker comics until they started looking at more of like the backstory of Batman and kind of like trying to fill in that gap between the Schumacher films and the Nolan films and everything like that. But
The Dark Knight Returns, I think, the Frank Miller comic, that really set everyone onto this dark path. And he even said he regrets kind of doing that because they try to do it with every hero, basically, make them all dark and gritty. But Swamp Thing's got an interesting history, just, with comics alone, of course. But you had the Wes Craven 1980 movie that was pretty dark. And then you had the follow-up, which was very cartoonish. Yeah, it was kind of a comedy, and then you went back to it being a little dark. Maybe some comedy, I don't remember. I haven't seen the 90s show for a long time, but I liked it.
He's been on the USA Network all the time.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And they had a cartoon, which I had some action figures from. It was really neat.
I don't remember the cartoon as much, because it must not have lasted
I don't think it lasted too long.
Yeah, I don't think it did either. But, I think it was just more one of those things to sell action figures.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a Fox cartoon, I think. It lasted like a season or 2. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, they did it right with this show so far. I'm really liking it. Stellar cast. There's rumors that what could really be happening is Warner Media, they're trying to have their own streaming service. And so this DC Universe thing may not be as successful as they wanted it to be, so they might be trying to merge them and keep costs down.
Sure.
So yeah, the Warner Media thing, I think they are trying to, they want to charge $16 to $17 a month, but it includes HBO, Cinemax, TBS, TNT, Cartoon Network, and some more channels. So it's grouped with a lot of cool streaming options right there, but. Yeah, it's probably mostly a power struggle right now. I've looked out there. There's not really a concrete answer as to why they canceled it. Poor timing, too. They should have just let it. Because it was a 13-episode run originally. They cut it down to 10 because the cost was going up. That's the thing. Because the show looks... Yeah, they put money into it. But the writing's good. So it's not really like, just a flashy show. Yeah. But it's really intriguing, and they really go into more depth about the swamp. And, of course, you get to see his powers a lot more, what he can do. And there's a lot of other things at bay, but... Yeah, it's really good. And how do you say his name? From Beverly Hills 90210.
Ian Ziering.
Ian Ziering. Yeah, he's in it. And I guess he plays a character from the comics I'm not too familiar with, but he's like a washed-up actor, basically. And
he's done all the Sharknado movies.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, Sharknado.
5. There's 5 Sharknado movies.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Tara Reid needed work. That's good.
He was actually like...
Good for her.
And the thing is, my kids like those movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so just out there.
They're out
so
there, but
bad
they're
that
kind of
they're good.
funny.
Yeah.
And
Flying
he
sharks.
actually, like, to his credit, though, he actually does really well in those movies.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny because he's, like, the only serious actor, and everyone else knows that it's just a big joke.
He's cheesy. It's a little bit cheesy.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
But that was him in 90210, though. I mean, he was always an over-the-top kind of...
he was always...
Yeah, he's coming back with that as well, too.
Yeah, the reunion show.
No, it's an actual... well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's coming back. All the original
Well, they had
characters are coming
they
back.
had the reboot 90210, right?
Yeah.
That didn't... That
They
tanked.
didn't do...
That had a couple seasons.
They even did
Yeah.
Melrose Place. I'm like, that's weird.
And then they're coming out with basically almost like rebooting.
So they're ignoring the reboot.
Yeah,
and
pretty
like,
much.
yeah,
our
they're
kids are now
coming
the
out with
focus.
like with everyone coming back because my wife is ecstatic about this.
Yeah.
I'm like, great.
Fortunately, Luke Perry won't be able to join
No,
us. but-
and I think that was.
That
I
sucks.
think he probably would have been back as well too.
I think he was scheduled to come back, but then he
It'd be
had...
interesting because he was on Riverdale, so I don't even know if he would have much time to shoot. Like, he'd probably pop in and out.
as a guest star, because I think the original show had guest starring Luke Perry, so they probably would have done that,
Right.
something like that as well
Luke
too.
Perry was in Dudes and Dragons.
Was he?
Yeah.
That's cool. And the original Buffy the Vampire. 8 seconds.
I wonder when the show starts if they're going to talk about his character,
Like kill him off,
like
or
kill
just
him off or
give
some
him an
of some
ending?
sort.
Yeah.
Kind of give him an ending for that particular show since he was there basically the whole time before.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
So I kind of wonder if they're gonna dedicate a certain episode or something like that to him.
He had his sister on the show, didn't he? Back in the day. Maybe they'll
have
have
no
her
clue.
be take over.
Yeah, he had I think I was way back because I think he had she was really young, something like that.
Yeah, his character had a crazy backstory. His dad blew up in a car, and these are kids in high school, man. What's going on?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I touched on some controversial topics back in the day.
Yeah, they did. But I got a funny story about is it what do you say again? Iron
Ziering?
Ian.
It's a weird name. I was at Minneapolis Wizard World Con years back, and I was in the lobby. We just got there. I'm just looking around, and all of a sudden I spot him. He's waiting for, I don't know, one of the hotel employees helping with a FedEx package or something. We kind of lock eyes, but it's like an awkward,
I know you.
reading each
Yeah,
other. I'm
yeah.
just, in my mind, I'm just like, oh, cool, you're from 90210. I don't really care to come up to
He
you or
was
anything like
starstruck.
that.
You know he was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The first time you meet a
No,
celebrity,
he
you're
was.
always, yeah.
Sign
was
my
me.
my copy of
Yeah.
TV.
That's how he looked at me, though. He was like, oh, no, stay away from me. And I was kind of like, yeah, I know who you are, dude. I'm okay. So anyway, we're all staying in the same hotel. It was cool. I got to see Ralph Macchio. He's a really short dude. This
Is he?
all before the Cobra Kai resurgence. So anyway, the next day we went to the pool of the hotel. He's working out in the gym,
No kid.
and I just walked by and saw him. He happened to lock eyes with me. I'm like, he thinks I'm stalking him. This is awkward. It has to be, right?
Yeah.
This is awkward.
Fanboy.
And I saw him at the con, just walking through, minding my own business. It's just like, dude.
He's like, this guy's ending up everywhere that I go. This is not
I was probably scaring the shit out of him, but I was like, it's all accident.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, man. So,
Josh is following him around.
yeah. Guilty.
I kind of imagine that would be like
like,
meeting
"Can I
Kato
spot you?"
Kalin. Remember Kato Kalin?
Yeah,
He was at the
Yes.
Wizard Con.
He was at the con here.
Yes,
wasn't he?
yes.
The,
and
the last one he was.
Wizard
Yeah.
just did the Ghostbuster Con, and he was there too.
I
dressed up as a Ghostbuster and stuff. It was funny.
Yeah, he doesn't shake hands. He only fist bumps. But I did get to take a picture with him, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
I wonder how
So
many
you guys
OJ
like
questions
fist bumping,
he gets.
like
Yeah,
together?
like skin to skin, actually touched. Yeah.
You're like, hey, I have a guest house. Would you like to stay there sometime?
Got a whole package of down there wipes for you.
Seriously though, how many OJ questions do you think he gets?
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, as what made him.
I don't even remember
Kato?
his
He
testimony.
became kind of like a little bit of a celebrity after that whole.
Oh yeah, and he was
Trial.
he was
Well,
trying
he
to be
was
an
a
actor.
self-proclaimed actor back then, but
Yeah.
nobody had heard of his movies, so that's kind
Good
of
hair,
how it got
good hair.
campy. And since he was kind of the surfer dude of California,
Yeah.
everybody just kind of he became viral before that was even a thing, really.
Yeah.
And so that
Right.
I don't think he pled the fifth, or did he? I can't remember. There was
No,
there was
I don't
somebody
think
who
he
pled
was.
the fifth like the entire time during
They
that
made
trial.
That was Mark Furman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good job there, Mark.
You're already recording. Push play.
Yeah.
Anyway, Swamp Thing, very good show. Need to see it. Supposedly it was going to set up a Justice League Dark, which sucks. That would have been really cool to see.
Yeah.
There is a campaign right now to save the show. I don't know if it'll be successful. Hopefully, but it's a hashtag Save Swamp Thing. So hopefully we'll get it back somehow. I don't
If it's
really-
that good, you would think that they would want
It
to.
is-
Someone would
that's
want
what's
to step in
mysterious
to
about it.
Yeah.
help finance it or something.
That's what's mysterious about it. They wrote the whole 13 episode arc.
At least get
Yeah.
through the first 13 episodes, at least.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and then come back and figure out if they want to come back and keep financing the show.
Yeah.
No, it's done really well, and the way they introduced Alec Holland. The first episode was really cool, and just the whole transition, it's really good show, intriguing, and yeah, I look forward to seeing it every week. So they're still airing it. It's just going to be 10 episodes, and that's it. But worst case, it's just a 10-hour movie. So
Yeah.
it's not terrible.
No.
DC, I guess they're going to have a new label system for their comics. Currently, they have Vertigo, DC Zoom, and DC Inc. I guess they're going to be retired, and DC is going to organize in 3 age levels. They're going to have DC Kids, 8 to 12, DC 13 and up, and then DC Black Label 17 and up. Vertigo was established in '93. It was for more mature stories like Sandman, Preacher, and Fables. Nothing else is changing. Just the
Boy,
new
DC
labels.
really likes to stick it in the mud, don't they?
I
don't get this at all. This is who did they hire outside to come in and say, you know what you really should do?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's like putting.
So I haven't really followed comics for a long time.
I haven't either.
Didn't they
Steve's our
just
comic guy.
do the
Yeah.
New 52 not that long ago?
They did the 52, and then they did Rebirth.
Rebirth
Yeah,
has really
Rebooted
done well.
twice. Rebirth's done better than
Yeah.
52, but some good stuff came out of 52, like what we see in the films and shows and stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I know it's. I don't know. I don't know. The system kind of makes sense, but Vertigo is a big thing, and that's kind of bad just to be like, yeah, we're done with that title. We're just gonna.
Yeah. I don't know. I always really wanted them to make more movies based off of the Vertigo line.
Yeah, just have their own like studio or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like that's what
Maybe
Marvel's.
Maybe they'll do that once they figure out this whole streaming service thing.
I guess, yeah.
Never
I don't
know.
know. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. At least you know what the kids' comics are now.
Right.
DC Kids.
Yeah.
There you go. Dad, can I read this? I don't know. Is it DC? No, you cannot read that. They did it for me.
Steve, why do you have a whole bunch of DC kids comics?
Wouldn't that be embarrassing if the
I'm a
one you
huge
liked
fan of
was
Freakazoid. Leave me alone.
Darkwing Duck? No, it's not. That's Disney. Sorry.
Might as well be DC.
Yeah, right, yeah. You can get your kids' comics easier now. It's like DC Kids. There you go.
They watch a bunch of other things anyway. So.
Can I get DC Black Label, Dad? Yes, you can.
They can pretty much watch a lot of things, depending if my wife and I have to screen it first.
Yeah,
So and then we'll go from there. But they still watch a lot of
right.
kid stuff anyway. So,
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
yeah.
So yeah, this might not be a good idea for the comic world, but they're trying to sell comics, and I don't know if I think digital's really becoming more popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still like the physical though. I like going to a comic book store and smelling the paper and all that.
Yeah.
It's nice atmosphere. It's kind of like going to a rental store for videos and Hope they never do away with that, but
I hope not.
I don't
No,
know.
Family Video is still going strong.
That's the only thing we've got. Yeah.
There's that one. They have a video warehouse.
Yeah, that's been there forever.
surprised.
But every time I go past there, there's like no one there.
Yeah.
It's so funny because they will have a sign outside that says going out of business, like big movie sale, like every other month. And then, you drive by there and they're still open.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a
Gotcha.
little ploy.
What a good ploy, though.
Bazinga.
Well, they must have.
Yeah.
They probably do it so they can get the money coming in. They're like, oh, well, we have enough money to kind of stay open now. So we
Yeah.
That's what they did. They're like, our telethon was a success. We raised the money.
Yay.
And it's so cool too because if you're ever, if you're ever looking for a movie that you can't find on streaming or like anywhere like Family Video or something like that, they almost always have it.
Right.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the Suncoast, fully
Yeah.
stocked and not as pricey.
Exactly.
Is it pretty bad that Family Video outlasted Blockbuster?
Well, how long have Family Video
Well,
been
Family
around?
Videos, their model is basically, so what they do is they buy a strip mall or a portion of it, right? And the rental from the other places pays for Family Video. Their Family Video is free and clear. They have no debt.
Really?
So they're able to operate on a no debt system. So all they have to pay for is the movies coming in, and then the rentals take care of that. So,
Right.
and now that there's no competition,
Yeah.
I mean, they outlasted just
that's smart.
basically because
That's very
they
smart.
had a different model. So they own, like, Family Video is a conglomerate of like several different other companies, and so that's what's funnels into Family Video. So Family Video is like basically your vacation money that you make from your second job to pay for that.
It's funny because as a kid, there were so many video rentals.
Oh, yeah.
We had Video City,
Yep.
Movies to Go, that became movies.
Yeah,
Remember that?
it became. There's like a
Video
like a five
update.
video
5-star
update.
video.
Five-star video.
Yeah.
5-star video,
Holy
yep.
crap.
Video, yeah.
Because they had video stores over on Grand in that little mini mall.
Yep.
I think that was 5. I think it was 5-star back then. I think.
Yeah.
So I used to go there all the time. I used to get all my horror movies from there.
Yeah.
And they're always like, "Did your parents say that you could, rent these?" Yeah. And they didn't. Of course, they're not going to check.
This is the
you know?
DC Black Label bill.
Yeah. There were
I have
two.
so many embarrassing stories from my work. Video update. Like,
Oh no.
there was yeah. I could sit here and like we could probably make a whole new podcast just off of that. But
I'll start
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes.
so
So one day.
there was like we were there right when we were when they were transitioning from VHS to DVDs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we all thought it would be funny to put like the label that we put on the VHS tape says "Please be kind and rewind" on the DVD. and like every time we'd have like some soccer mom come in and be like, "I can't figure out how to rewind this."
Someone actually. Oh wow.
She's like putting the VCR and rewind. Like just
like-
ruined it.
Someone actually fell for that.
There was somebody that like it was one of those cheap companies that makes just like little cheap dollar store stuff. And I think they actually made like a DVD rewinder. And it was, I remember seeing it at Target.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
This thing's fast.
Oh, man.
The two things I remember the most were the back room where all the naughty videos were,
Family
and
Video has
like
that.
Yeah, it has that.
sneaking in the back there. Oh, I saw a boobie, and
That was
then
it. That was
My
the one
foot
I
stick
didn't
I think that
have
one I
back
find
then.
video
We didn't
has
have-
like the saloon doors for you to walk.
There's a full bar back there. Everyone's dressed
Don't ask me
in
how I
cowboys.
know that, okay?
Everyone's wearing like assless chaps. What's up?
like how anybody
Some guy
still
in a
rents those
vaudeville
when you can.
outfit, like wiping a glass. Like what it would be, partner.
You're
Oh, look,
look,
down there wipes. Cool.
and then the inevitable going to see the movie that you want to get, and it's not behind the case that you intended to get. So, and then going up front, do you have this movie back? No, it's still rented
Let
out.
me check. And they get on the
Yeah.
microphone.
Hy-Vee used to have those movies that you can rent as well too. They
Yeah.
have a little tag. They have to go pick it up and then.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. That's crazy how much has changed. Well, we'll go back there someday, I bet.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Well, if they...
The internet. I mean, too many people hack and stream.
Well, they
and-
got records back,
Well, those came back as a fad though, because
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
The VHSs are kind of... If you go look at a VHS player, it's probably because there's not as many, but they're like over hundreds of dollars on Amazon.
They probably brought records back because no one really makes a full album anymore, and you can only fit so much on a record. So.
Well, yeah.
Old Town Road again. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's crazy. But, yeah, we got a few reviews here. Chernobyl. Mitch, tell us about this HBO show.
Yeah, so it's a 5-part miniseries, a little bit more than an hour apiece, but it kind of goes over the events that took place right at the beginning of the disaster. So, first episode, you're maybe 15 minutes in, and then it explodes, and then after that, it just picks up and takes off. Mm-hmm. So. The only thing that kind of got me at the very beginning was the English accents that they use instead of like a Russian accent, which I kind of get in a way, because if you notice most movies that try to duplicate a Russian accent, it sounds really hokey.
Yeah.
K-19. And it doesn't take off very well. So it's very well done. The music is very ominous, and just the overall feel, it makes your heart race a whole bunch. It's a show you definitely have to pay attention to, so if you're one of those that can multitask and do something else while you're watching it, don't. But two great actors, and I can't pronounce their names right now, but one of them, let me just find it real quick.
Jared Harris, I think, is one of them.
Yeah.
Gerard Harris, maybe? He's the son of Richard Harris. Played the wizard in Harry Potter. He's a good actor. He played Moriarty in Sherlock Holmes' Game of Shadows. It was really good.
Hold on.
Do you have HBO, Billy?
No, because I stream. I have YouTube TV now.
Oh, sure.
So we dropped DirecTV Now to switch to YouTube TV.
Cool.
And just kind of saving.
Yeah.
So HBO is not one of the. I think we might have the app still, maybe.
Yeah.
Like for like on demand type stuff, but we don't have the live.
Sure.
The live stuff anymore.
So you have Jared Harris and then Stellan Skarsgård. Which are the two big guys, and they really play off well of each other. Considering that they're two huge actors in this miniseries, it's just an amazing thing. Then you have Emily Watson. She plays a fictional character that kind of represents the whole of the nuclear energy pact that they had of multiple scientists that noticed it. Very interesting that they didn't want to even report it at the very beginning, but until it started to reach over into other countries and they noticed radiation level spiking, then all of a sudden, oh, yeah, we have a problem, but, it's reading at this. And then to find out that their initial tests with the radiation, their devices could only go up to a certain level and they maxed out. And then they thought, oh, well, that's all the higher it gets. And then they brought in something from, like, Moscow, and no, it's at, like, 14,000 instead of, like, 3.5 or whatever. So, they had no clue. It took 3 days to evacuate the entire city, and, they used coal miners to dig holes underneath the ground so it didn't get into the water. I mean, people lost their lives trying to save Russia. And, I mean, Boris Yeltsin, or not Boris, but who was the guy with the...
Gorbachev?
Gorbachev, yeah. And he basically said that event pretty much caused the downfall of the USSR. Wow. So it's an extremely well done. Episode 4 is probably the toughest because you have to also realize that not only did they evacuate, people got hurt, but then they had to do cleanup, and some of that meant that when they evacuated, they told the people that it was only going to be like a week that they were going to be gone, so they were told to leave everything. Animals, pets.
Oh, really?
And so they had what they called liquidators come in and take care of those situations. And I guess, spoiler warning, they said, they had interactions between those people. I mean, they didn't actually interview any in the show, but I'm sure that they interviewed people that actually had to do these things. Sure. But one of the lines was, it's really easy to take care of these pets because they are so used to humans, so they come up to you so you can get rid of them quickly. And a couple scenes like that, and you're just like, as a dog owner, you're just, all right, let's try to fast forward through this, please.
I hate that, man.
And
I think anytime they have anytime that you involve animals tragically dying in a movie or show or something like that, it just tugs on your heartstrings.
And it wasn't even that they were hurt.
Yeah.
It was just the radiation concerns because, some of them are still alive in that area to this day. And I think you can adopt them. I think they're at a safe radiation level now where you can adopt them. But, you know, the rule on that particular episode was if you shoot them once and they don't pass away, real quickly do it again because they should not be in pain.
Right.
And so, you know, at least there was a human aspect to it, but there was a real trying scene where somebody had to come with the grips with that was their job. And, you know, they just hired people off the street to go do these because they needed like 600,000 workers to go and take care of this. And, you know, nobody was trained for an event like this. You couldn't, and mentally it's just...
And it's still going on. They had to build a containment. And I think you can't live there, right, for like thousands of years or something like that?
It's weird because like certain areas within that is fine to be in there for like a couple of days or like a couple of hours, but then you have to leave. The interesting thing that I didn't realize is that even though reactor number 4 was the one that exploded, the other 3 reactors were still active until like 2012.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then they finally shut down the last one.
Jeez.
So I didn't realize that was still being used and utilized, but they've successfully shut the other ones down. And really what had occurred was they were doing testing. They were told to not go down as far as they were, so it kind of poisoned the tanks that were in there. And then they decided to go ahead with the testing anyway and completely shut off the fans that were cooling the water and everything, and so the heat levels rose. And because the titanium rods were tipped with graphite, it superheated the water or what was ever left in those rods and caused the buildup and the explosion. You know, they showed kids dancing around and playing with these graphite shafts and these radiation things, having no clue what it was. And, you know, they'd pass away real quick.
I think I've seen clips, you know, I'm trying to see as much as I can, but there's like a fireman picks like a rock up or something.
Yeah, it was a graphite.
Yeah. And he holds it. He's got like a rubber glove, right? And then moments later, he's like screaming, and they took the glove off, and his whole hand's just like...
Well, and the way that they explained it was that the levels were so high that it was like getting 400 x-rays within every second.
God.
So, yeah.
It's a terrifying event that actually happened. I mean, that's what's crazy about it. It's like, wow, this is...
And with radiation, it has no smell. You can't... I mean, there's practically no heat. It's just something that just rips apart your internal organs and at a molecular level just destroys your body.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to happier things. Billy saw Toy Story 4. Or maybe not happy, because I've heard it's kind of emotional.
Well, thanks to my wife, you know, it was her birthday weekend, so the one thing she wanted to see of everything was Toy Story 4.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So we went and saw that. I was pretty reluctant. I'm like, okay, 3 ended on a kind of on a sad note. I'm like, how are they going to bring this back again? They did, and it was really good. It was, in a word, cute. It was really well done, and it gets a little emotional, a little bit. I'm not going to say too much about it, of course, but it's worth going to see, you know, with your family or whatever. It's a good movie.
How do you rank the Toy Story films? Are they all about the same? Or?
I think, in this case, I think the 4th one is the best one.
Really?
You know, I think so anyway.
Wow.
And I think, you know, 4, for me, in the order before 2, 1, and 3. Okay. So kind of a little bit backwards, but I think out of all of them, I think the 4th one would probably be the best one. I'm not sure if they're going to end this the way they did, or they're going to come back with a 5th one, which I hope not, but you never know. You never know with Pixar.
You know, they did take their time to get to the 4th one. It wasn't right away, so I give them that.
It was well thought out. I mean, what they did was surprising.
And they got a new director, I think, this time around too. Like the guy, I think the previous director did all 3 of them. Could be wrong.
Yeah, they had a new guy come in. Pixar holds their stuff pretty close to the chest.
Yeah.
And interesting side note, though, they pay a guy to actually name all the Pixar movies. When they came out with Cars. Cars, right? He got a $300,000 bonus for that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're gonna call this sequel
Cars 2.
Oh my god.
Oh shit!
Wow.
For more money.
Mind blown.
If that was my job, I'm like, and you're making it into cash like that, Hell yeah!
How can we top Cars 2? Cars 3.
3.
Oh my god!
Have you thought of a name yet? No, man. I've been too busy
No, man, I'm too busy.
playing charades on his computer. It's got cars in it, right? Yep. All right.
Oh my god!
What's some of the other movies that they come out with? They're Pixar, planes probably.
That was like a
planes.
direct to video, wasn't it, or something? I don't know if it hit theaters.
Yeah,
They hit theaters.
It did.
Did it?
It did.
It
Planes
had a
one
pretty
and
small release. I
yeah,
think.
and then planes.
I don't
2.
get that world, the Cars world. I don't know. I just don't get it. You got beetle bugs that can fly, and they're cars too, and I'm like, well, why?
Yeah, I've never.
If you got insects that are
watched them.
cars, why don't you have humans that are cars?
Well, they had insects that were Transformers.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why not be a car?
Suspend
I think it's
belief.
because there's no humans around. It's like, how these cars, fix themselves and.
Well, how do they have more cars?
Go to Luigi's. You know, he has his.
Is it right up the
There you go.
tailpipe?
Let Luigi the car and forklift and everything help you out there. I guess.
Well, it's so crazy though because as you gradually watch the Pixar films, you don't really notice I think much change until you see the recent one and then you go back like the Toy Story ones. If you go back and see the first one now, which in the day was like this is perfect, you see a lot of like kind of flaws, and like wow they weren't quite there. But back then it was like mind blowing. Like this is so good. So kind of like the Incredibles, the first Incredibles to the second one, you can really tell a difference in animation and what they can do. But
I wonder if the same guy came out with that title as well too. Incredibles. The movie's incredible. I call it the Incredibles.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Naming. Yeah.
what? Mind
What?
blown.
They go back and they put an eye on all of.
I wonder if they'll come out with a movie called Mind Blown.
Mind blown. Well, I should get credit.
2 hours of people's heads just exploding.
That was the shit.
What?
Title.
That was the shit.
That's a new division of Pixar.
Pixar's foray into adult films.
Arr.
Pixar Black Label.
That fucking sucks.
Pixar Triple X. Never mind. I just opened up a whole
It's a new type of animation.
Man, I was talking about a little.
Ron
Like,
Jeremy presents.
I was talking about like a little rated G movie, and I just kind of turned that into
You got it for
rated
me.
X movie.
So, talking about reviews, Bill, you've got a YouTube channel,
Yes.
podcast kind of thing going on.
So I have this YouTube channel that I just started not too long ago, probably a couple months ago now. It's called 515 Gaming.
Nice. I like that.
So the reason for this is because one, I love video games. I've been a huge video game fan for, as long as I can remember, back to the day where I got woke up Christmas morning and got an 8-bit Nintendo. So that shows
Woo!
you
Yes.
how old I am.
Oh, God.
That was a good morning.
The reason I did this is because, just watching some of the other YouTubers out there that do playthroughs and stuff like that, they always kind of add their own like little humor and their own little spin on it. And video games is something that really helped me out, especially when I first came back from overseas. So as a veteran, this, it kind of gives me an outlet. And I wanted to do something that would, I guess, kind of give people that outlet as well.
Sure. Sure.
Right now, it's just me doing it. But eventually, I want to get it into kind of a collaborative kind of thing, have some more people kind of contribute to it and things like that.
Sure.
For right now, it's, like I said, it's pretty much just me doing recordings on PlayStation 4 and editing them through Share Factory and putting them up on YouTube. But, eventually I want to kind of build it out into something a little bigger. I'm not trying to, compete with T-Series or anything like that. I'm not like the next PewDiePie.
Right.
I really, a lot of the YouTubers and stuff like that I see out there doing this already are based on, like either coast. Like, really,
Right.
they're either like out in California or they're out in Sweden or something like that. I'm
Sure.
like, well, why can't we represent the Midwest a little bit here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So it's in very early stages right now. It's kind of like the beta stage, if you will. But I wanted to get the word out there, and I was looking for subscribers and people to kind of leave comments for us and let us know what you want us to do next. And Right now I'm working on a playthrough series of the original Resident Evil.
Oh, nice.
So we're going through on that. Done a couple other playthroughs of, my first one that I did was Bendy and the Ink Machine. I really kind of focus more on like the horror type games and stuff like that, but there's been a few random ones that I do out there that just, kind of show what we're looking to showcase on here, I guess. So
That's great.
Yeah.
Are they mostly PlayStation based, or you have Xbox? Or...
I'm just doing, for myself, I'm just doing PlayStation.
Nothing wrong with that. I love
Because
PlayStation.
Me too.
I'm not a huge PC gamer. I don't really have the, equipment, I guess, to like really record myself doing a lot of stuff.
Right.
So PlayStation works out great because I can just kind of play and talk, and that's all I really have to do.
Sweet.
So I'll probably do probably eventually once, I get it kind of built up and stuff like that, I'll try and do some more like live streaming
Sure.
kind of things. I'm not really too concerned about, keeping up with the current trends of like doing the most recent game that just came out. Like,
Right.
I have like probably 100 something games that I've never actually played on PlayStation Plus. So that's where I kind of wanted to start here.
That's cool. Sure.
I've started with the original Resident Evil. Eventually I'm going to move into like, the second one and stuff like that. But I really wanted to go back, and especially with this one, it was a game that I grew up playing. Mm-hmm. So to go back and play it like completely remastered and stuff like that, it's kind of like nostalgic for me. So
That's cool.
I really only want to stick with those games that have like a certain, emotional kind of connection with me,
Yeah. Like you grew up with and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So does the PlayStation Plus, is that where you get the game from?
Yeah, so PlayStation Plus is like a subscription service kind of thing. They release like a couple free games every month or so, and I have just like a collection of them from when
And they're
I first
remastered
started.
too?
Some of them are
Some are-
remastered. Some of them are just like re-releases and stuff like that. They
Cool.
they just released like a Sonic one on there now.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
like,
Oh,
you can
cool.
Go back and play like Sonic 2 and
Sweet.
stuff like
cool.
that. So it's
Is that
kinda
your
fun.
main target, like the remastered, or just games you like?
Just
basically?
games I like,
Yeah.
really.
Just this one happened to be remastered,
This
right?
this one happened to be remastered. I did go and do the like kind of 30-minute one-shot thing of the Resident Evil 2 when that came out, and that was so cool to me because I spent literally hours playing that on the original PlayStation.
Yeah.
And seeing it just like completely revamped for like next-gen consoles was
That's really
just
cool.
to me.
Yeah. It just refreshes everything.
Yeah, so I guess that's I don't want to just be I guess typecast or whatever as
Yeah.
the guy that does remasters, but honestly the remasters are like the ones that I'm most passionate about right now, especially like Final Fantasy VII's coming out before too long. They finally released a gameplay trailer of that, and it's been out in development since like 2015 or something.
Sweet.
So that's something I'm very much looking forward to. But yeah, a lot of it's just random me goofing off, playing video games, and
Hey, that's awesome.
feeling awesome while doing it. So that's about
Hell
the long
yeah.
and short of it.
That's fantastic. And
Yeah.
so when you say you do like playthrough videos, is it the entire game or just some portions of the game?
So to kind of give you an idea, when I'm recording a episode, it turns out to be like maybe about 25 minutes
Okay.
or so.
Sure.
The length of time that I record it is probably like anywhere from like 70 to 80 minutes.
Okay. Sure.
And a lot of it is, I'm just cutting out like the boring crap, like the loading screens and
right.
stuff like that.
Keep it going. Sure.
I try to make it as linear as possible.
Sure.
There's some that I've done that have just been me goofing off for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And just, calling out all the dumb stuff I see in video games. But, yeah,
awesome.
I mean, for the most part, I
Yeah.
try to do it like as linear as possible.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, yeah. So 515 Gaming.
Yes. that's
Excellent.
So check that out.
I will. I will check it out myself. I'm sure Billy, he's a big horror fan, so.
I am horror fan. Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I have PlayStation 4, but I haven't really gotten into it much. I'm just in the Grand Theft Auto I just drive around.
You
But I
just,
do-
you just want to
He's
go
been
on
in Grand
live.
Theft
To
Auto
like,
since we're kids. Since
Yeah,
we're like
right.
late teens, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
We just play that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they keep making better and better ones. And this last one, you can just cruise around and stuff. It's a good stress reliever, you know.
Yeah.
Because I like to go out there and drive. That's all I do. I don't kill anybody. Just
Oh,
drive.
come on. You went on live and found a whole group that was like
I
trying to
had
beat up
fun
on one guy.
live, 'cause I haven't really done too much live stuff, but this one guy's like, "Hey, you want to play hide and go seek with bullets?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I got him. That was funny. I was like, "Boom!" I like this. So, yeah, that's cool. I have to check out that plus feature with the games.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's it's like a monthly subscription thing, but it's pretty cool. Like you can basically just get free games for like PlayStation Vita, for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4.
That's so cool. That's
kind of
probably
stuff,
what
so-
the
Yeah.
feature is, because you're trying to
Right.
find something that's backwards compatible.
I am.
That might be
I'm-
the closest you can get.
I
Sadly.
know.
I know. Too bad they can't make something, but yeah. Do you remember ESPN Extreme Games?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was one of my favorite games for PS1. It was so fun. Because if you would miss the pole and you hit it, it was like, oh! It had the funniest sound effects. And I wonder if they'll remaster that. That'd be
Probably.
sweet.
They are talking about remastering the Tony Hawk series,
Oh, that'd be cool.
which I think would be kind of cool.
That'd be a hit. Yeah. for
They
sure.
need to have that hidden cookie where the Star Wars kid is playing up in that condo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
That would be cool. Yeah, I'll definitely go check that out. That sounds great.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Have any other recommendations before we go?
Go check out Chernobyl.
All right. Swamp Thing. Check that out.
Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Subscribe to 515 Gaming.
Yes. Do that.
That's the main thing. Is I need subscribers. No, I'm just
And don't forget don't forget your down. Don't forget your down there wipes as well too.
Yes, the down
Yes.
there wipes, yeah.
Don't forget that.
Yes.
Sensual seduction down.
I think if we get them a big enough plug, do you think they'll get like celebrities like Morgan Freeman to do it?
Oh my gosh.
You want to feel fresh down here? Get those down there wipes.
Your
Sometimes
vagina.
when you're not feeling as fresh as you'd like to.
Oh.
Gary Busey.
Wipe your crotch. Well, I can't. That's the best way to end it. Right?
Yeah. We'll end it on wipe your crotch.
That's awesome. They can't air it here. They have to air it overseas.
Yeah.
With that, we'll be back. I'm Josh.
And I'm Mitch.
I'm Bill.
I'm Billy.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.